Hello friends, welcome to this series of videos for the explanation of Chapter 15 Puruṣottama Yoga of the holy and inspiring Srimad Bhagavad Gita, one shloka at a time. In the 15th shloka of the 15th chapter, Bhagavān Śri Kriśna says, sarvasya chāhaṁ hṛidi sanniviṣhṭo mattaḥ smṛitir jñānam apohanaṁ vedaiśh sarvair aham vedyo vedānta-kṛid veda-vid chāham. Meaning, I am situated in the hearts of all the living beings, and from me memory, knowledge and oblivion become the natures of the intellect. I alone am known by all the Vedas. I am the creator of the Vedanta, and I am also the knower of the Vedas. Let us understand this shloka further based on Jñyāneśwari, which was written by Sant Jñyāneśwara more than 725 years ago. Bhagavān Śri Kriśna says that He Himself is the real self of all living beings residing in their hearts, the Atman. The I that sparks in us day and night is in reality the form of the Supreme Soul itself. If God Himself is within us, then why do we not perceive it? For that, one should stay in the company of the saints and worship them with dispassion, considering them as gurus. One should meditate and acquire knowledge of the Mahavakya, the great saying, aham brahmasmi. Sant Jñāneśwari Maharaj says that after doing this, येणेचि सत्कर्मे अशेषहि अज्ञान विरमे जयाचे अहम विश्रामे आत्मरूपी ते आपे आप देखो नि देखी मिया आत्मेनि सदा सुखी येथे मी वाचून अवलोकी आन हेतु असे. Meaning, as a result of this meritorious act, the ignorance of the self is completely destroyed, and those whose ego is transformed into the form of self, that is ultimately into Brahman, automatically know me and thus become happy. The purpose behind it is to get rid of the ego and get to know the true nature of the self. Just as if the sun should see himself when it rises, in the same way, when the self disappears, to know my true identity, myself situated in everyone's place, I myself am the cause. It is because of me that this knowledge is attained by those who worship with devotion in the company of such saints. Once caught up in the carnality, it is further strengthened by being in the company of the ignorant people who are only interested in satisfying their senses, and then being attached to the objects of the senses running around in the world. Such people become the sharers of suffering. परी हे ही होणे अर्जुना मजची स्तव तया अज्ञाना जैसा जागताची हेतु स्वप्ना निद्रेते होय. Meaning, but just as what we see while being awake is the cause of the dreams which we see while sleeping, so I am the cause of the illusion caused by this ignorance of theirs. When clouds gather in the sky, the sun is covered, but that too we perceive only because of the light of the sun. If there is no sunlight, the clouds will not be visible. Even though the sun is not visible, we know that it is covered by the clouds because of its own light, which helps us see that. Thus, even though my form has disappeared from the ignorant and knowledge of the subjects has been attained, that knowledge is also due to my form within them. I also cause them to forget their true nature. I am the root cause of the knowledge or ignorance of these beings, just as sleep or wakefulness is the cause of wakefulness. जैसे सर्पत्वा का दोरा दोरूची मूळ धनुर्धरा तैसा ज्ञान अज्ञानाची या संसारा मियाची सिद्धू. Just as the illusion of the mind mistaking a rope for a snake in dim light, or the conviction of the mind that it is in fact a rope, the root cause of both is the rope itself. So the realization of knowledge or ignorance comes from me. Thus, the various natures of the intellect, such as memory, knowledge, oblivion, ignorance, all arise from me. Bhagavān Śri Kriśna further says that, O Arjuna, even if the 4 branches of the Vedas are formed because I cannot be known as I am, it is the eternal truth that I am known by those various branches in the same way as the rivers, whether they flow east or west, ultimately reach the sea. Sant Jñāneśwara Maharaj says, Ani mahasiddhanta pasi shruti harapati shabdesi jaisiya sagandha akashi vatalahari तैसे समस्त ही श्रुति जात ठाके लाजिले ऐसे निवांत ते मीची करी यथावत prakotoniya. He says that I am the creator of Vedanta. Aham Brahmasmi is a Mahavakya, the great saying of the Vedas. Just as the waves of the wind dissolve in the sky along with the smell it carries, the Vedas also dissolve with their words near this Mahavakya, and then they remain at rest like a wash. I manifest them and restore them. I am the one who knows the pure knowledge in which the whole world, including the ignorance and the Vedas, becomes very conscious after attaining the knowledge of Brahman by the grace of the Guru. I know my non-dual nature from duality. I am the cause of that non-dual knowledge. मग अंगी लागलिया कापुरा ना काजळी ना वैश्वानरा उरणे नाही वीरा जाय परी तेवी समूळ अविद्या खाये ते ज्ञानही जई बुडोनी जाये तरी जे नाही कीर नोहे आणि न आहे असणेही. O Arjuna, after the camphor is completely burnt, there is no fire and no trace of the soot. Also, when the knowledge that destroys ignorance comes to an end, it cannot be said that there really is nothing, and it is not bearable to say that there is. Such an extremely pure state is my main pure form. Thus, I am known by all the Vedas. I am the creator of the Vedanta, and I am also the knower of the Vedas. Hello friends, let us recite this shloka again. Sarvasya chāhaṁ hṛidi sanniviṣhṭo mattaḥ smṛitir jñānam apohanaṁ ca vedaiśh sarvair aham vedyo vedānta-kṛid veda-vid chāham. So friends, let us meet again in the next few days to listen and to learn about the next shloka of this 15th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Till then, Jai Śri Krishna.